female guest for that one.
Mm. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, life is interesting when
Oh,
it comes down to certain things, right? But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we talk to each other all the time, so it don't seem like we ever struggle in a lot of things in life. The times we are struggling, we come together and be like, "Hey, yo, how you doing today?" And we
Yeah.
genuinely asking and genuinely checking. So it never has to be one of those things where we either let each other struggle. There'd never be a point of doing it, right? So,
Yes, we always self-checking on each other.
so shit.
I think that's the. I know it's kind of crazy. Like I refer back to, like, and I ran up on you, black man, and you thought I was there to beat you up because everybody left.
Yeah,
But
just
for me, honestly, wasn't that was more like I think I see somebody that I could be cool with through this journey of being on my, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And because of that action, bro, like, man, we've had some great times and some great stories to share. And I think it has equally pushed each other for us to push each other to be better than what we are. Right. And then, like you said,
yeah,
we always self
110%.
check to understand that even in our strongest moments, you will have times where you be weak and you need somebody to just be like, hey, you good, you know. I 100% appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your listening ear and non-judgment, non-biased conversations we have. It's great. I think everybody needs that type of person in their life. You know what I mean? Man, woman, female, whatever. But you need somebody that's gonna just be like, hey, bro, knock on your door. You good, like, you know, or even if you're the one, like, it's cool. You can always be the one that somebody's calling on or do whatever, but like, who's checking on you? So,
Yeah,
um,
and that's a big thing to forget sometimes to me, right? People forget that strong friend needs somebody they can talk to too. Yeah, you can. This person can tell you, "Hey, yo, look, you can call me anytime of the day," and they'll be the first ones to pull their shirt off and give you the shirt back, or wake up in the middle of the night when something's going wrong. But don't ever forget that, hey, yo, just hey, what's going on with Reggie? You know, at the end of the
yeah,
day, 100%. Like, yeah, that day still glares in my mind sometimes. That it's like, I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I thought this was gonna be a fight, but it's always in my mind when I meet people. It's like, oh yeah, I heard about you. Oh, okay, well, here we go. Here we go in another situation.
I can go the
Uh,
way I think back when you
it's
tell
it's
me.
50-50. Because you don't understand. Like my outside of you knowing me and a few other people knowing me, I try to live a quiet life and try to be peaceful. But people that know me and understand like certain things, yeah, my mouth is sometimes reckless. But no, I 100% appreciate your relationship with us, our friendship or whatever. I appreciate our friendship, and 110% I appreciate the things that we do and help each other out with, the migration of our families and stuff, and how
Yeah,
not just one of us is. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a more of a give and take versus, hey, you always calling me when you in trouble, not just to talk or chit chat, or I'm always calling you with a problem and stuff like that. Nah, it's a true friendship where we can sit back and do that. Like I got a very small circle of friends that I really truly do that with, and at the end of the day, I don't know each other and what's going on, and reaching out and checking on people is just a thing, right?
no,
That
100%.
being said, we got Stumpy Grump over there, the man, the myth, the legend with a wife and kid who just constantly tries to improve himself. And we got the big grumpy grizzly bear over here, Big Grump. I am the
Gang,
man. I
gang.
am the myth. I will be the legend. And we're back again with another episode of Grumpy Gills Kickbacks, baby. Hey, we
What's
appreciate
good?
y'all. Keep showing up, showing love,
Yeah.
make the comments, like, share, and subscribe. But today we're talking about the strong friend and who is the strong friend in your group. Do you actually check on the strong friend? Are you that strong friend and nobody checks on you? What are you doing about it? What are you communicating to others and letting them know? How you feel
And
about that stuff?
what's also the cost of being the strong one all the time, right? So I do feel like some people don't recognize how many strong people they have around them, right? And they're willing to go the extra mile for them to help to make sure to be okay in life, and then that's good. But what do you do as being the strong one all the time? Where's your coping mechanism so you don't lose your cool or do something erratic out of feeling and emotion and not logic and common sense, right? So you really have to sit back and think and realize and evaluate your friend group and understand that like sometimes and then you have like you said, you have multiple friend groups, right? You have your inner circle, your outer circle, and whatever. Like you, besides from you and a handful of others, my circle is pretty small and tight. I have some outer circle friends too that I'm still pretty close with. But I've also realized in these different circles, some of the times I am the strong one just because of I have mentally taxing, been through more stuff. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say like, oh, it's not all my fault. No, a lot of shit I did put myself through, not knowing just because I was young and growing up. But I survived through it. I made it, right? Everybody has their own trials and tribulations. I don't care, you know, who you are in life, right? Whether you come from money or not, you're gonna have a moment in time where you're gonna have some trials and tribulations that you're mentally gonna go through and you have to fight through it. But not only being a strong one mentally, you're also sometimes being a strong one physically sucks too, right? Like been down that lane too, where it's like, oh, hey, you're the big guy. Come pick up this 300-pound whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just and it relates into life situations, right? You may be able to be the one to carry the weight of somebody else's emotional burden and help them deal with that because you your your mental your mental load is a lot stronger than most, right? And you can handle it, and that's I honestly think that that's a blessing too to be able to have that. Like that's a gift because I think you're like me, where sometimes people just come up to you and just start telling you stuff. And you're like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? You're like, wait, hold on. Let's time out a second. Back up. Um, you know,
Let me
and
stop
I've had
what
to,
I'm doing to
yeah,
pay attention to what you're saying.
yeah, and
Because
I've
you
had
just
to,
said something
yeah,
about you caught a
yeah,
ball and then threw it back and your mother died. Wait, hold on.
yeah, yeah. You know, and people like I've noticed that like a life and time I've had random, not necessarily random people, but people I wouldn't expect to talk to me, say some stuff, and I'd be like, okay, well, they're talking to me for a reason. They feel comfortable. I have some insight that they want. They want to hear my advice, and I've had to notice that about myself. So yeah, a lot of times, man, a lot of times, sometimes maybe you agree with this not, but there have been times because instead of really being the strong one or whatever, I have cried alone, bro. Like I've shed some tears alone, just going through my own things, you know, and not sharing with anybody. And I'm not saying that was the best thing to do, but I did it, you know, and that's okay.
There's nothing wrong with pride.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with crying, but like, you know, I think what I'm trying to say is, as being one of the more mentally stronger people, right? You are going to have times you're going to cry alone. You don't have that shoulder to cry on. That's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. So,
No.
and it's all about,
110%.
yeah, it's all about how you pick yourself up after that. Um, but, and like you said, it's, it's kind of weird in the sense of the times that I was crying by myself, I wish I did have that shoulder to cry on in a sense, but it doesn't. It just sometimes it just don't work out like that. Hell, I think there's been a couple conversations we had. I'd already been done crying. I was like, hey, and he's just having a call, and I was like, what's good, bro? Like, like I was going, like I know, like a couple of my homies, like just know when I'm going through shit, and they check up on me, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty super appreciative that you're one of them, my boy Raphael, and I understand that. Luckily, I do have that where I don't know, it's like you guys know what's going on. It's weird. And it's weird to have connections like that. Not necessarily in a bad way, but like to have that understanding, like, damn, I feel like in the Spidey universe, something's going on, right? I think everybody now has that like connectivity with their homies and their friends and their families, their loved ones. And you know, I'm learning. I have for a moment had my own disconnects, but now I'm starting to get it back with a lot of especially, you know, I've been gone a lot, especially my son, my wife, like that the connectivity is kind of back. So I have that feeling when things are off and I'm trying to correct it and all this other stuff. But having those connections really do matter in how you are strong through your situations and how you think about it spiritually, mentally, and physically, and how to get through whatever situation you is. So that way you don't do it the wrong way. Because as we've seen in our careers, a lot of people go take things the wrong way and they go out the wrong way, you know?
Yeah.
But
Oh, 100%. Like I've watched through the years, even myself, considered the strong one. People come talk to you, tell you things, and you just sit there and you sit back and you listen, and they ask you for your unsolicited opinion. I've had people who don't like me that flat out told you, like, I don't like you, but I know you're not going to lie to me. And
that part.
sitting back mentally, a lot of the times that is taxing because a lot of people, sometimes they abuse it. They'll come around only when they need you. Like I told a few people that once before and they got their feelings about it, but somebody also told me that and I got my feelings about it so I can understand the situation and where it comes from. It's like, oh, well, you only pop up for this. Well, it's not this. It's just, and you have to sit back and think, right? You have to sit back and think like, are we really friends? Are we really communicative on the day to day? Do we just check in on each other or are we just checking in to see what's going on for some drama or some this? But the biggest thing is, and what I've learned over the years is you have to set boundaries. It's not saying that you can't be there for people, but you have to set a boundary and have people understand that, hey, look, this isn't a one-way street, right? You'd be appreciative if you check on me as well. But because the reason why I say you need to set boundaries is because at the end of the day, you're going to become an enabler to that person. And that person always going to know that you're going to be there for them, even when they're doing messed up stuff and being like, oh, well, you're on my side for this. But the first time you disagree with them or don't agree with what they say, they're going to be like, well, nobody's ever been here for me. And you could have been there 100 times over, more than anybody. But they will say stuff like, oh, well, I don't got no friends. Nobody ever comes help me. And you can always be that person that's there. And what people don't understand, especially for the strong one, that's mentally taxing on them because you're saying that you don't appreciate the things that they do for you. It's not the fact that they're looking for a thanks. It's not the fact that they're looking for acknowledgement. It's the fact that you really just don't value who they are as a person when you say things like that. But then you try to come back and clean it up and be like, oh, well, I don't mean you. I know you're always there. No, you said the first thing that you felt. You said the first
Yeah.
thing. And being the strong one sometimes, it shows that, yeah, you do have the mental fortitude and emotional fortitude, but it doesn't show that you have the emotional maturity sometimes because literally you need to learn to say no. Hey, no, today is not the day I can deal with your situation, depending on how pertinent or serious the situation is. Because if you showing up to me telling me that, oh, I've broke up with my sixth girlfriend of the month because of this, bro, this is not a serious situation. When literally, I just got home from work and I had to decompress. I'm dealing with 16 other people's kids
Yeah, fact.
and other people's husbands and wives because they're mad and trying to understand a situation that's not going on that doesn't fully situate, right? That's the way our jobs go. But for you, like if you catch me at any other time and I'll sit here and listen, yeah, okay, well, she don't love me no
But
more. She never did, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But to go back and touch on what I was talking about, where you got to set those boundaries before you become an enabler, because I know about that personally. I've had to set foreign boundaries with certain people, and then it was like, oh man, just one last time, help me out. No, because that one last time was the time before that, and the time
right.
before that. Because now I'm just enabling you. And the other thing about strong people, sometimes they don't take their own advice. If you telling people to cut people off or stop talking to people or stop dealing with people and doing certain things, you should do the same thing. That's what comes in with setting those boundaries. That's what would help you out and make you feel better and make your life a little bit easier. And you won't be out here struggling. You don't have to have And that's the biggest thing now with our generation is we keep talking about family, 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 loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. And we still be loyal to people who don't deserve our loyalty because they're not even loyal to us. We know you're strong, but you know, your sisters and brothers, they can't deal with it. So we expect you to help them out. I'm out here drowning. What y'all can y'all help me? Oh, you always need help. This is my first time asking for help. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, you always making
But
this about you. I never make anything about me. Y'all don't hear from me.
you know what's true is crazy is when you get, I hate to say it like this, you get repeated conversations because people still playing the victim role in their mind, and they
Oh yeah,
haven't,
yeah.
like, you know, you don't already had conversation. You already had conversations with them, but they coming back and you're like, well, dang, like, dude, we just talked about this. What are you
What do you
like?
and that's why I say it. You gotta set those, you gotta truly set those boundaries
Yeah.
because if you're coming back to me, I can understand coming back to me twice. But you're coming back to me a third time. It's like, so what do you think about this guy? I still been talking to him. All right, girl, look, check this out. Please stop telling me. Just
Yeah.
stop telling me.
Yeah.
He's like, but you're
Like,
supposed
let
to be
me,
my. And I told you the first time, told you the second time. We're on the 10th time now that you're still talking to this guy, this gal, or whatever. This is my 10th time telling you, hey, you need to go talk to your boss about getting a raise. This is my 10th time. If you don't have confidence, if you have confidence enough to sit here and cuss me out and tell me X, Y, and Z, then go cuss that man or woman out.
gosh,
Well, it's different
I,
because we know each
I'm
other.
not,
That's great.
but I'm not the one you're with.
Yeah, I'm not the one you with. I'm not the one that you're working for. I'm not the one that you're dealing with in a situation. Look, in all reality, sometimes people don't understand truly what they're doing to their strong friend when they're coming back with these same conversations. That doesn't mean don't tell them anything, but you should understand the frustration and annoyance.
Come on, that. Right. Well,
But yeah, like once again, people don't understand like what you're doing and the annoyance you're causing sometimes by not helping your own situation. Because your strong friend, they're pretty much sitting there like, well, here we go again. It's like starting off with what is that GTA? Oh, here we go again. Here we go
yeah.
again. But
Yeah.
then
No,
they don't
I'm,
understand how mentally taxing that is when, especially if they got things in their own lives that they're dealing with, they don't have nobody to talk to. Or I've seen this before where literally somebody was, they told them something and it was like, okay, cool. Hey, look, do this, this, and that. Hey, I'm going through this situation. I don't got time. I don't got time for that. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with your issue because I'm dealing with this issue over here. All right, cool. Appreciate that.
like,
But once again, yeah, like that's just one of those big things right there. People have to understand. And being strong doesn't mean you can't set boundaries. That would be the best thing that I recommend to being the strong friend is setting boundaries and making sure people understand those clear boundaries. And you can treat it like baseball if you want to. Give your friends or family 3 strikes and they're out. But make it clear that,
gosh,
hey, look, you're crossing this boundary. Like 110%. People don't understand that. That's how you make your life that much easier. Instead of stressing out, oh,
yeah.
this, that, and the third. And why are you calling? Oh, I just want to sit here and talk. Okay, I got a question. Can I call you in the middle of the night and we just sit here and talk about nothing, knowing you got to go to work in the morning or whatever? Like, don't get me wrong. If you are going through some emotional strain and trauma and you talking about checking yourself out, let's sit down and let's talk. But then also, too, let's get you the help that you need. Just talking to me is not, I'm not a counselor. I'm not a registered doctor. And I get it before people be like, oh, Will, you don't really care about your friends. Some of the situations are bigger than what your friend can handle, are bigger than what any family member can handle. I've even told you that before. You're one of my closest friends. Hey, man, you might want to go see a therapist about that.
No, 100%. We've
Right.
had those,
You
and
might
that,
want to go see a doctor about that.
and some people, you know, you have that type of friend that tell them, they're like, yeah, I don't, I'm like, dog, like, I had to go do it. Like I know you need to go do like go find like there's ways to find, but I just don't understand why people try to deny
Yeah.
that they need it. You know what I'm saying? That they need some type of
Because you
therapy.
know
It's
what?
okay. And it
You know what your friend or your family member equates to when it comes down to giving that might need professional advice. It comes down to Ask Jeeves, WebMD, Google. That's just about what you're. That's how much information you give. You might need to go talk to a professional to get some professional help.
and here's the great part about this, guys. It doesn't make you weak doing it. It doesn't like we got to get
No,
out of
it
the
doesn't.
mentality that you're a weak person because I'm gonna be honest, like like the older generation, I feel like a lot of them have the tism, like in a certain sense, right? Like they did, like especially the baby boomers, the fucking like they all had they were they I think we all got the tism, but you can see nowadays as they got older, like, damn, y'all was one of the ones they was talking about back in the day. Was like, oh, little Becky was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But she just had there was no diagnosis then. She was just crazy, but she was on the spectrum or she had autism, but nobody knew what it was then. And it's the same concept. Like now our parents grew up in the era where like, oh, you'll be fine. You figure it out, put some dirt on that shit. Blah, 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 blah. Really? Now you can become an adult and be like, I got all these problems. What do I do? And that's where therapy comes in. It helps you figure out your own deep dive spirits and problems and
and
issues, right? So
and you
don't
wanna know this. I got to touch on that a little bit. You want to know this, and this is not to knock on anybody who is a parent because I'm not there yet. Like don't get me wrong, I watch my nieces and nephews and watch other people's kids. But you know what I do, and I've seen this so much in the job fields I've been in, is I make people make decisions. That's the
yes.
problem with some of these people. It doesn't matter what generation it is, you make people make decisions.
Well,
Because the more they make decisions, the more they learn from their mistakes, the more they won't be able to they will be able to move on in life instead of being undecisive. People act like, oh well, my astrology sign says I am known to be undecisive. That's because you had made many decisions or
yeah,
detrimental decisions in your life.
yeah. Hey man,
Like just
old school.
because, oh, I can always make a decision on what shoes I want to wear with the outfit that I wear. That's great. So let's make a real decision. What's more important? Buying food from the grocery store or buying food from Taco Bell? What's more important? Paying this bill or going to this concert?
Yeah.
Let's make some real decisions.
On and all of that, man. What's the term? Old school term. Pressure brush pipes or make diamonds. And being the strong one, you get put underneath a lot of pressure, and you got to have that release valve. And I'm pro therapy, so going through it my own self, like I'm glad I did, like because there was a lot of stuff that I need to figure out up in this ticker. You know what I'm saying? To make sure I could improve myself, man, and make me a stronger person. That's the greatest part about it. And you come out stronger. You know what I mean? It gives you a better self evaluation, all that types of stuff. But the overall cost, I think, of being the strong one is that one, everybody seeks for you for your advice, and two, you have a lot of moments crying alone. And when, like I said, which is okay, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not always going to have that shoulder to cry on, but as long as you know how to fight through that. But in the even strongest part is understanding when you have that self awareness to be like, okay, I need therapy now. Like I need it because I've been through some stuff, and you know what I mean. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. And one last thing, other stuff being a strong, when you always a strong one physically, you get picked to pick up the heaviest stuff, right?
Hey
So
man, can you come help me move? No, I can't
yeah,
come help you move.
you know what I
No.
mean. My neck and my back is a thing now at 40. So it's
Yeah.
I picked
One of
up,
my one of
I
my homegirls, she got mad at me. She
so
was like, "So you wouldn't come help me move?" Nah, for one, you stay on a top floor apartment and there's no elevator. Two,
yeah.
you got this heavy, heavy bed, this heavy, nice wooden made bed that literally you sent me pictures of the two dudes you got to help you, and they was just laid out.
Yeah.
No, why am I gonna do that?
Yeah, higher movers. Them niggas get paid for that shit.
Higher
You
movers.
just trying to give me, you trying to give me pizza and some beer. That ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, because it's not gonna happen.
You gotta love it. People like moving party. We got pizza and beer, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Right now. Pizza.
I'm gonna be 40 next year, man. I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still good and fit, but doing certain things, it's like, oh, it's not I recover in an hour. It's not a recover in a day. It'll be like, ooh, I still feel this from 4 days ago. Like, ouch, that hurt.
Hey, bro, I'm getting to that age where probably at least once a week I'm popping a muscle relax. Or in the proxy, and I'm like, damn, I'm hurting today. I can't even stretching ain't doing much. This shit, this hurt. Like I need to just
Somebody asked me one time, like, why are you getting icy hot? I was like, you don't understand. Sometimes you just be sore for no reason. You're sore from sleeping.
Hey, when you physically sore, sometimes you just at this age, you be like, help me. I wake up.
I'm gonna still pick up this heavy. So why do you keep picking up heavy weights? Because I got things to do. I got monsters to fight.
I got
demons.
I gotta release these emotional pains that people have told me. I take it out of the weights. But other than that, man, just be cognizant to end this out on a positive note, man. One for all, it's okay to be the strong one, just understand what comes with that, but also be the strong one when you need to reach out and get help yourself. Seek therapy, bro, 100%.
Take your own advice. Take your own
advice. And be self-aware, and you'll be all right. You know what I mean? So, other than that, I got nothing else.
Going
on anything?
Hey, crime is not specific to any gender. It's like that's the one thing I don't agree with. Men can cry, boys can cry, teenage boys can cry. Everybody can cry because it's a release. It helps you make you feel better. The other thing too is being a strong one doesn't mean you can't take your own advice. Take your own advice. Go see therapy because even check this out. Even a therapist has their own therapist because taking on everybody's problems and everybody's burdens is a hard job to do. Right? Mm-hmm. It is better. There will be people who will be happy to see you wake up than people who would have to put you 6 feet under and bury you. Right? And there's a lot of people out there like that don't feel loved, that don't feel like they got nobody they can talk to or reach out to. Everyone, you got to find your tribe. You got to find your people. And once again, there's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. That's like the new thing in this day is, hey, set your boundaries. Understand this. If you can talk to your friends, your closest friends, crazy, then you should be able to go out in public and talk to that manager, that CEO, the same way you treat the friend that's always there. If you can't do that, then figure it out. You might need to go talk to somebody else and figure out why you telling your friend to go F off that's there for you. And I'm not saying if they're wrong, then they're wrong. But if they're telling you the truth, that's because that's what most people need to hear is the truth. Take accountability for it. Take accountability for the part that you played in it. Because if you always have a friend that's just telling you unicorns and rainbows, that's not a good friend. It doesn't matter. To me personally, everybody tells me, hey, you need to watch your tone and how you take people and they'll be receptive. They'll be better receptive of the message. Cool, that's fine, that's dandy. But me personally, sometimes the answer isn't the solution and the solution isn't the answer. You gotta get hit in the face sometimes to understand that, hey, yo, this is the right way to do things. If you want something positive in your life, then change your life for the positive. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen 30 minutes from now. It's not going to happen from one conversation with your friend. And once again, just depending on your friend to talk about your psychological issues or the burdens and stuff going on in your life, it's just a Band-Aid. Because at the end of the day, the things that help them cope aren't going to be the same things that help you cope. And this is why therapy is there for their purpose. And it's not a one size fit all. It's not a one. The first person you meet is going to be the therapist for you. Then you probably got to go through a whole chain of people sometimes to find the right one for you.
It's like the Cinderella story.
Yeah,
You gotta find the right fit. You know what I'm saying?
you got to find the right fit. But
Yeah.
with that being said, hey, much love, peace, and keep coming back.
Grease. Yes, sir. God.
Love, peace, chicken grease. We out.